What's good? What's good is the 10A podcast on a different day today. Blame myself. I've been busy, but hey, it is what it is. It's Thursday, 10 and 10:30. What we like a day and 30 minutes late. I apologize, but we back. Lomachenko retires. Teofimo got the world of boxing on fire. And when I mean on fire, he has everybody calling him out. Is there a method to his madness? We're going to get into that after this. Jamel, what's good, my brother?
What's up, bro? What's up, man? Good morning. Good morning, y'all, man. Good morning, everybody tuning in.
Yeah, good morning, man. Everybody's going to start piling in soon. Damn, the big news for everybody right now is not the biggest, but the biggest news, or I guess one of the biggest news, is Lomachenko retires. The great Vitaly Lomachenko, one of the greatest amateur records to ever exist, one of the best fighters of his class. What do you feel about Loma retiring, man?
I mean, we kind of all seen it coming. We seen it coming when he was a bit quiet, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. You know what I mean. I know some probably feel some way because we didn't get certain fights, of course. Him and Tank being one of them. But at the end of the day, I think Lomachenko did all that he needed to do. I really believe he probably would have retired after the Devin Haney fight if it became undisputed. So I think that was his main motivation. I mean, he always pointed that out as a goal. He always came up short with it. But at the end of the day, he still has accolades that's definitely going to put him in the Hall of Fame in the future. So.
No, absolutely. And it's crazy because I have a different perspective on his retirement. I feel like he would have retired. He would have fought the last fight that was supposed to happen with him and Tank, but I feel like the politics of the negotiations really turned him off. I remember, I don't know how true this is, but there was rumors saying that Tank wanted a certain amount. And we all know Loma's like kind of a soldier. He doesn't really care about the amounts of money. I mean, of course you want to get paid, but that wasn't his style. It was more like, let's get it in. And it's kind of weird because that's kind of like the Europeans, period. Like, especially the Ukrainians, they're just like, yo, I don't want to deal with the BS. Let's make it happen. And he was very loyal at the top rank, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, he was. Shout out to his manager, Egas. And he definitely was loyal. He stayed with top rank his entire professional career. And it seemed like for the most part he was easygoing. You never heard anything negative really about him. So, Lomachenko was a different type of breed. But shout out to Lomachenko. He's always been a good dude. Every time we cross paths, some say he can be arrogant at times, but I've never seen that side of him.
Yeah.
And I just hope he's happy in his retirement.
You know what? I mean, first of all, English wasn't his first language. So, and people got to realize too, the way we interact with people in America is completely different than other countries. And, and a lot of people think we're arrogant. It's like a New Yorker. When a New Yorker leaves out of New York, everybody's like, man, New Yorkers are arrogant. Imagine that in a whole other country. And, that's just how they're very militant. They're very, I mean, look at all those guys that come out of it. They don't really do much talking. They're in amazing shape. I was talking to my guy Gerald McCoy, right? He's training with I forgot who he was training with, right? He's just doing boxing right now. And he asked me, he said he was on a cab ride with a Russian guy, I think it was, whatever. It could be Russian, Ukrainian, whatever, right? And he asked him, like, why are these guys so disciplined, so strong? And he broke it down. He's like, they don't have anything. Like, and even Iceman Scully said he was I forgot who he had, and one of the guys was like, people talk about the hood in the United States. He was like, the hood in the United States compared to how we lived was a hotel. Like, and I'm like, what? And it kind of shows why, like, just in their behavior, how humble they are and how they don't want certain things. It's a different mentality, and it's crazy because He was speaking to Iceman, like he'll tell you, like dealing with those fighters as opposed to Americans is completely night and day. And Loma, I mean, where do we rank him? I got him as one of the best ever. Like he is. It is what it is, right?
Right.
But will people hang the fact that he didn't get to fight Shakur or he didn't fight Javante? You know what I mean? Is that gonna are people gonna attack him on that? But I don't know.
Everybody's gonna have their opinion, bro. Everybody. Even back in the '80s, you got some people still saying that like Sugar Ray Leonard avoided Aaron Pryor. So you're always gonna have those talks throughout boxing and every generation of boxing. So it is what it is. Of course we all wish we can get those. We would have gotten those type of dream matches and those big fights, but again, his body of work still speaks for itself. His performances speak for itself, and so forth. And then you got to add up all the accolades and titles that he's won throughout his career, from featherweight up to lightweight. So I ain't knocking it. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock it.
Is there anybody that had better footwork than Loma?
I mean, it's kind of hard. Like I said, Lomachenko was just different. He was just different. His style was completely different from anything that I've seen. Since I've been on this planet. But again, I'm pretty sure there's guys out there who will debate, make comparisons, which is great, which is cool for conversation. But Lomachenko was his own man. He was just different.
Yeah, it's crazy. And when it comes to Loma, I feel like, we got Manny coming back.
Right.
I don't think he's gonna come back. I feel like he's one of those guys. Once he sets his mind. That's it. I don't even think he's going to be around the sport anymore. Like, I really believe he's just going to
disappear in the shot. Yeah, because he's been quiet. Even after he had won the title over Kambosos, he's just been quiet, man. He's just been like, you haven't heard anything up until this morning or today about him retiring. So it's just like Lomachenko is just different. But he's always been a quiet man.
But what a way to go out! How dominant was he against Kambosos? Like he looks like he can still go at a high level.
Right.
And maybe people are going to say, well, Kambosos is this, but he lost to Devin. He lost to who else? He lost to somebody else. But he got destroyed by Lomachenko. Like, that was destruction. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate too. I feel like also Loma was fighting. He was undersized. The guy just fighting. Devin's a way bigger guy. And people felt like that was a close fight.
I actually was there in the crowd for that fight. That was a good fight. That was a real good fight.
Even with Teo, another good fight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I definitely got him as one of the top fighters of all time. Some people may, whatever, but congratulations to not Teofimo, Lomachenko on your journey, man. Happy for the guy, and hopefully, he stays out and enjoys his family. I think that's more so what he's trying to do right now, man. So shout out to him. But anyways, moving forward, man. Teofimo Lopez has the entire internet on fire.
Oh,
what's crazy? At first I was like, yo, is he bugging? Everybody's like, oh, he's bugging. He's a racist. He's this. Is this everything he wanted and more? Because it seems as if everybody wants a piece of him. And recently, he got criticism for turning down allegedly $11 million to fight Devin Haney in Saudi. What do you think about that?
For me, like I said, first of all, everybody needs to shut the fuck up. That was basically coming just complaining or everything with one of my tweets. It was like, for one, it wasn't a tweet defending anything that Teofimo was doing. Yeah. I was just basically pointing out how it's typical Teofimo. Like we've seen it for the past 2-3 weeks. Like, he'll say something, then he'll go back on it. He'll go back on his word or whatever, or he'll upset some people and yada, 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 this, that, and the third. But then he'll make up with them. So I figure it's one of those things where, the fight for, because you remember, you got to go through the timeline, bro. Like, he gets into a Turkey, whatever. They said, and at that time, you heard the rumors about him potentially negotiating to fight Devin Haney. Then when he got into it with Turkey, then the offer was off the table. few days later, he gets back on IG Live, whatever. He makes his apology, or what, or says, he's he apologized for the things he said. And he wants to work with Turkey. They make up. Then right after that, and that's when you and I, Christine, was talking. We were saying, I guess give it a few days, everything will be swept under the rug, and they'll make up. And they made up. And then we get the announcement that he's supposed to fight Devin Haney. And the same day you get the same announcement, then you get the whole thing. Oh, he didn't sign the contract.
Minutes later, literally.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And people went crazy, like, "Oh, you defeat a duck." I said, "Listen, I don't. It's not my career, so I'm not. I don't really put much emphasis in it." But what I was trying to say is, like, if y'all don't see a pattern with the way T.O. has been moving, that's on y'all. But I don't really pay it any mind. And at the end of the day, he has to live with that decision. If it is a duck or whatever you want to call it, he got to live with that decision. So, like, people will think, "Oh, you're just trying." I'm not defending what. It's not my career. It's not me. I mean, I'm not leaving $11 million on the table. But again, it's not. Why y'all? You know what I'm saying? What? It's Teofimo. We've seen it 1,000 times. I guarantee. I said, listen, give it till Friday, whatever. You might see a whole different headline that he actually signed a negotiation because things may have changed. Or, like I pointed out, it could have been that, it could have been the money, or it could have been location. I don't know. But again, I don't think Teofimo's crazy to leave $11 million on the table. But if he does, he got to live with that decision.
To your point, right? The whole back and forth with what's his name with Turkey Alasik, right? Turkey Alasik, listen, I don't know the guy personally, but he does have a lot of control in his country, right? And I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't feel comfortable fighting Devin Haney after what I said about him going to Saudi Arabia. I'm just being honest. I don't care how much they paid me. 11, 15, you know what I mean? Just simply because of, this man has a lot of power. That's one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Two, if I got $11 million to Devin Haney, who's Devin Haney's stock is shooting down, it's not going up, then why can't I get more for somebody else or a bigger fight? I think Tio's playing the game exactly how it needs to be played. And I was very critical of the things he was doing because I was like, he's going crazy. And I think his value has showed. Look at Oscar De La Hoya. What did Oscar come out and say? Oscar came out and said, "Hey, you don't got a promoter? Come over here." Oscar sees dollar signs.
It's not just Oscar. He got everybody talking. The Ellie setbacks. He got, the Paulies. He got Timothy Bradley coming out.
Yep.
I feel like this is what Tio wants the people to do. But as long as whether you're talking about him negatively or positive, or positive, it don't matter to Tio, man. Y'all still keep talking about him.
Everybody is talking Tio, and it is absolutely.
And again, for me, like I said, people thought shout out to Devin and them, man. I know Norris you was critical. I'm not gonna say hard on me, but you were very critical on your opinion
of what?
In terms of his lack of performance, but that did a lot to go off that performance though, and still want to face a guy like Teofimo.
Oh yeah,
who you know what I'm saying, who's still in his prime, and just different from what Devin has seen so far. And Devin has seen a lot of good styles, and matchups in his own right, in his own career. But Teofimo is just different. But yet Devin still, and his father Bill, shout out to Bill, they still wanted that fight right after the Ramirez fight. And remember, I was even saying maybe Devin needs to take a softer touch or whatever before to get that old Devin Haney back, but. You still got to give him credit for even wanting to jump from, like, we just got off that card maybe a month ago now, and now he's already trying to jump back into the fire to face a guy like Teofimo Lopez. So you got to give Devin Haney and his team their credit for willing to do that.
No, and to your point, I was super critical of his performance. I hated it. I expected more, but the reason is because Devin is great. He's a great fighter. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be completely honest. And no one has ever accused Devin of not wanting the big fight. He's wanted it with everyone. So it's never been about critiquing Devin just to critique Devin, because I got to give him his props, and I love Bill Haney. I think they've done an excellent job of lining him up for big fights and those type of things and setting him up for the business side of it. Right. In regards to his preparation and how he looked, I can't overlook that. I just thought he wasn't the Devin that I believed was a pound-for-pound fighter. But no, absolutely. For even wanting Teofimo was very dangerous. Like, let's be real. Teofimo has a very unique skill set in that ring. He's very athletic, very fast. So absolutely. And honestly, it was the biggest fight Devin could make right now. If you really think about it. I mean, the Ryan Garcia fight, we don't even know what's going on with Ryan. So to be able to land this fight.
Yeah. Did they just say also he might have to get shoulder surgery next, something like that, after the hand surgery? And so, yeah, I mean, which shoulder was it? Was it the left hook?
I'm not even sure. They
don't think they even put out what shoulder it was, but if it was left shoulder, we might not see much of the left hook, going forward.
We might not see much of Ryan going forward. I don't know.
That too depending how. Like, I don't know what type of surgeries. I just seen that Oscar put out there. He's probably gonna get shoulder surgery or whatever. So who knows? Man.
I'm gonna be honest. I think they're trying to buy time to fix that kid. I mean, he is a very important asset to the Golden Boy. And
I think that's why you see Oscar reaching out to guys like Teofimo, because he may see something that we're not seeing or we haven't heard yet in terms of Ryan Garcia. Because like you mentioned, Ryan Garcia is Golden Boy. Pretty much what Golden Boy what Oscar was to his own brand, back in the day. I mean, he's not as successful as Oscar.
A fighter.
I'm not making that comparison for y'all to be like, oh, he's not. But y'all know what I mean in terms of like his name and his brand is very big for the Golden Boy Promotions brand. So I can see Oscar De La Hoya potentially looking for his next big replacement, and that could be a Teofimo Lopez. I don't know what the situation is with Top Rank. I have no idea at all. But again, you see a Teofimo bouncing from promotional buy to, like he was just out there with PBC. I think he had a PBC cap on his head. You see, Oscar has been very vocal for his
very supportive
love, support and love for Teofimo Lopez. So who knows?
No, listen, if there's one thing about Oscar, he's been around how many years doing this thing, he understands. And Teofimo has made it to where he has become the villain. He has become who everybody wants to fight. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. Oh, look who's here. There she is. Mr. Norris can't seem to get enough of me. Say, I have to tag you, girl. What do you mean? But
what's up, Crystal? What's going on?
So mean. I don't know what.
I'm glad she's been tuning in.
I know, but yeah, I mean, you gotta look at it like that. Tio has executed his game plan, and has put himself in a position where a lot of promoters want to work with him. There's a lot of money. I mean, let's think about it. You got Boots you can fight. You got a Ryan fight you can possibly fight. You still got a Devin Haney fight. You still got a Shakur fight, and I mean, Tank's not gonna fight him, but you can always flirt with that.
And then the
Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn wants to fight him.
Keyshawn definitely wants him. That is an absolute fact. And let's get to Keyshawn's talking. And listen, guys, this is going to be a Teofimo show tonight. I'm going to keep it real because everybody's talking Teo. So look what Keyshawn had to say about Teo.
Me, my advisor, my lawyer, Turkey, and his people. It's really about eight, 9 of us. And we were in this room, we just talking boxing, but it's really kind of based around me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Long story short, he just asked me like, yo, Key, who would you like to fight?
Yeah. Who you said? What's the first name you said, nigga? Who was the first name?
T.O.
Yo,
T.O.
We need
I
that.
said T.O. gang. Well, I said 3 other people. I said T.O., Isaac Cruz.
Yep.
And I said one more person. I forgot who the other person was, honestly. When I said T.O., his eyes lit up. He's like, you want to fight T.O.?
Oh.
You want to fight T.O.? You want to fight T.O.?
Right.
So, boom. I'm like, he said, you want to fight T.O.? I fight T.O.? I'm like, yes, I'm going to fight T.O. Like, he tried to see if I'm dead serious. I'm like, yes, I'm going to fight T.O. You know what I'm saying? He said, call T.O. Put him on the phone. Call T.O.
Oh, shit. I like how this nigga moving. Yeah, I told him.
Yeah, right?
So, I like that.
He calling this shit, right? Man, I couldn't believe this shit myself, right? So I hit him with, he don't know I'm there. So Turkey like, yo, Key, I got somebody. No, I'm not Key. He said, yo, T.O., I got somebody here that said that'll whoop your ass. The next great. T.O. like, all right, okay, we'll put him on the phone. Who is he? Let me see him. Ooh. He don't know it's me though, right? So he go from smiling when I see him, he go from smiling to it's no lie, gang. So I'm like, yeah, I told you I was gonna meet you right here, right? Told you I was gonna meet you right here, right? And I was like, he was just looking like, man, what you mean? What you mean? I said, yeah, you got no choice but to fight me now. What's up? You got no
Right.
choice but to fight me.
Yeah.
He said, I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I always got a choice. I always got a choice, bitch ass. Right? So I'm like, so Turkey snatched the phone away from me, and he let me see, I'm gonna word this. He like, yo, Tio, Keyshawn, fight Keyshawn,
Like
fight
he hyping
Keyshawn.
it. He
Yeah.
hyping it. Like, okay.
Tio say, no, Turkey, you promised me boots. You promised me boots. What about the boots fight? What about the boots fight?
Damn.
Turkey say, what about the boots fight? You got Keyshawn want to
Right
fight
here?
you right here. He said, no. Tio said, no, you promised me boots, man. Boots. Everybody in that room was like,
Oh my god, that's crazy.
for the same bread,
Oh,
gang. The
that's
same bread
crazy.
you gonna
The
fight.
same bread. I
Nigga,
get it.
yes. The same bread he's gonna take for boots. He was like, Turkey was like, fight Keyshawn. He's right here.
Yeah.
Just give me whatever.
So you think he ducking then for real? That's ducking then.
That's scared. That's fuck ducking. That's literally, you're scared to fight me, bro.
Yeah.
Me, my.
I mean, there's a lot to take in there. What do you think? But
That's the case. It's not a good look. Straight up, simple as that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
for Tio,
Yeah, for sure.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't really say much on that. If that's how it played out, and I don't think, and I really shout out to Keyshawn. I don't think Keyshawn will make up anything. Like Keyshawn's always been a straightforward dude.
Yeah.
We've seen it. He's been direct. He's said he want to tank. He's always been direct what he's want to do. He's been very vocal in terms of his opinion about him and Shakur's relationship. So I don't know, Tio, man. You got you got to come out and say something, bro. Because like I said, that ain't that. I mean, I love you, dog, but that ain't a good look. It's not a good look if that's if they was offering you. I think honestly, and it's not nothing against Boots, but it's just that because of the history, and we've seen Keyshawn and Teofimo bump heads and got basically a little beef or vendetta against each other. I think that's probably the better matchup. It's probably the more realistic matchup to probably make. And why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Especially if Keyshawn just said, "I'll take whatever." That's it right. That is enough right there. Says enough right there. The man says, "Listen, Turkey has the power to make things happen in terms of financial, reasoning." But Keyshawn was like, "Listen, I'll take whatever." And he said that Turkey said he was going to still give Teofimo whatever he was promised to fight Boost, but Tio's backing out saying I want Boost, but Boost is already saying we all heard rumors that Boost is going up to 154. Just stay where you at and just give Keyshawn that keep work.
Good morning, Ash. Let me shout out
Ashley?
to Ash. It does look like nasty work, but again, there's two sides to every story, right? And
but like I said, Teofimo, you run around here playing games. You might want to get out here and sit down with somebody and explain everything that you've been dealing with or going through right now, or saying your reasons for you doing this, that, and the third, because you got people saying you ducked Devin Haney today, then saying that it's Keyshawn Davis the next day. And then you saying that black fighters getting those opportunities, so these black fighters want to fight you, on a big stage. So it is.
I look at it like this. I mean, him and Keyshawn definitely have a history. We've heard them allegedly beating up his dad in the gym for some racist comments. Him at the presser when they were both on the same card, where he approaches him. Teofimo saying win a belt, then we can have a conversation. Keyshawn went and got a belt.
Man, we all heard that win a belt shit though, man. We heard that shit instead of a butt at 41, 47 to go win a belt, and he still couldn't get none of the guys. Like I said,
absolutely.
Keith Thurmans of the world and this, that, and the fourth. And then it was like, well, he has a WBO title. Who's a WBO? Like it's good.
No, absolutely.
But you got a Ryan Garcia who's never won. Let's be real. He's never won a world title.
Yeah.
But if Ryan Garcia wants to call you for a fight, you guys quickly jump on that. I mean, I get it. It's a good payday, but the whole get a belt thing goes out the window when it comes to Ryan Garcia and others, though.
No, and I said that to say this. Everything that you've requested from Keyshawn, he's pretty much done.
Yeah.
He's going to go beat a 2-year layoff fighter in Edward De Los Santos this weekend. He's probably going to stop him, and his stock's going to go up. I will say this in regards to Teofimo not taking the fight right away. Every fight is not created equal. And what I mean by that is every fight has a value. And I do believe the Keyshawn fight has a bigger value than a Boots Ennis fight. So I'm going to play devil's advocate and say, you know what? He probably came out and said, nah, I don't want that because that's what I negotiated for Boots Ennis. For you, my man, I'm going to need more because I feel like there's more people anticipating that type of fight. So I'm going to play devil's advocate.
It could be this, though. You fight Boots, whatever, right? Yeah. Let's say you come up short. There's a lot of. I'm not saying he makes excuses, but there's a lot of excuses you can put in that play, saying Boots is the bigger man, yada yada yada, and so forth. But if you fight a guy like Keyshawn Davis who's coming up, and you take a L, and plus people know all the the bad blood from the pranks that they said claim Teofimo was doing, and this and the things he's been putting out there on social media with his choice of words.
Yep.
It's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good. You really don't see any. There's really no story to build off of Teofimo fighting Boots, but
there's a big one.
A lot of bad blood. There's a lot of bad blood, and there's beef between him and Keyshawn. So if you fight Keyshawn and you potentially lose, the stock definitely drops.
But that's why I think he's going. It's a different negotiation, Jamel. You've been in negotiations to fight Shakur. You're going to ask for more to fight Shakur than to fight De Los Santos. It just is what it is. And I think possibly, maybe I'm defending Teo. I'm playing Homer because I am a big Teo fan. He said, I want more. The Boots fight is a big fight.
He has the power to give him more. But again, I mean, even now with the Devin Haney situation, $11 million. That's hard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm pretty sure, obviously, we've seen the heavyweights get paid and Canelo respectfully get paid, crazy numbers at the end of the day. But I mean, what exactly, if that is the case, what exactly would more be? Would it be realistic? You know what I mean? Or would it be a crazy number that's going to force the the providers at hand to be like, oh no, to make it seem like, well, I asked for this and then they give me it, so the fight fell apart, which is also people take it as a way of getting out of the fight and ducking as well when people overprice themselves.
I've hated, and I've said it since jump. I hated the Devin fight versus Teo right now. Not the Devin that we just saw. I would love to see him have an impressive fight. And if I'm Teo, I don't want to
fight somebody though, man. He got to fight. Like I said,
I'm with you.
Even in my tweet, when everybody's fucking crying and complaining, he got to fight. Where is he gonna go? He got to fight somebody.
He does. My man Cano's in the building. What's up, Cano? And of course, Crystal's hating Teo fan. I'm gonna be honest. Everybody wants Teo. It is what it is. He has his pick of the litter. I wouldn't fight Devin Haney right now. I don't think Teo. Listen, if there was a race, Devin's winning. I want to see Devin Lomachenko before I fight him. That's what I want to see. I want to see that type of a fight. And I'll do it. But he does have his pick of the litter. But everyone is talking about him. I will say this, out of all the fights that we just named, I would love to see the Keyshawn fight. I love Keyshawn. He has a big fight coming up this weekend. Keyshawn is a dog. He's a star. I believe he is the one coming up at 135. So I definitely want to see that fight, to be honest with you. But again, I believe that every fight has a price. You know it's going to turn out to make it's $11 million alleged. I'm not fighting Devin Haney until I see the real Devin Haney pull up. I'm just being honest.
But I'm just saying, and there's no disrespect to my man Devin. Like if you feel that Devin's going to potentially show up like he did his last fight, I'm taking $1 million. I'm taking $11 million.
I'm asking for more.
I'm taking $11 million.
No, I mean I got you. Where do I Saudi though? After the comments you made, come on. We can
renegotiate the location too. But I'm still taking $11 million.
I mean, I'd take it too. I mean, I'm not going to win, but I'd take it. Crystal's hating again. Everyone wants to put Teo on the canvas because of his behavior. That is the point. Teo is the one with the target on his back. He's done a great job. But I will tell you this. Ryan did the same thing. The difference is Teo has the skills to pay the bills. There's a big difference. Teo's a dog. I'm sorry. I mean, he's a dog. Ash, I don't know exactly what you're referring to. I believe Teo's still obligation. Yes, he has 4 fights left with Top Rank, guys. So it would have to be like a co-promotional deal.
But you remember also, it could be like the whole PBC thing. You see Top Rank and PBC, trying to work together. I think a week or so ago, Oscar De La Hoya put out that he's trying to work with the PBC as well. So I think all those three promotional bodies would have plans to work with each other. So there's always this big fights to make. I think Devin Haney is, other than working with Turkey, is a free, from any promotional brand out there. So yeah, there's definitely options. But again, in terms of a guy like Teofimo, you gotta fight for that. If you're looking for that type of money, you gotta fight somebody at least with a name, somebody that's big. So like I was trying to tell people, even in my tweet, there's not too many options for him to really turn to or really go, unless some miraculously you fight Boots somehow, whatever.
Well, hold on. Let's play devil's advocate.
On the table.
Jamel, we just seen one of the worst performances, in my opinion, and you said it yourself with Devin Haney.
But I'm just saying, though, I'm putting at 3 names that Teofimo could potentially face. Well, I'm gonna just get out and really get rid of the Boots name, because again, Boots is going to the 54. Where can Teofimo go? Who's he gonna fight for that amount of money?
I think he could get more for Keyshawn. I'll be honest. I think he could get upwards of $15 million.
For $11 million. Who we got to?
Jamal beat me up for $11 million.
Give me 8 weeks. Give me an 8-week camp. 11. For one, 11 is my favorite number. You give me 11 million. Oh yeah, we in there.
Listen, I don't know. He's calling biscuits. I hope it's not me. I don't know what the hell that means. He's probably talking to you, Jamal. Is that your nickname, biscuits?
I don't know who biscuits is.
I'm talking about.
I don't know what
the hell. Teo does a great job. Teo do a great job. What in the world? Teo a fool for doing too much. He needs to chill if he wants it back.
But Crystal, that's what he's back. But look, he got you talking.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He got you talking. When Floyd became Money Mayweather and played the villain, he had countries wanting to see him lose. Come out to press conferences, rooting against him. Go look at the Ricky Hatton press conference when he went over there to the UK. This is I'm not saying that Teofimo is a Floyd, but like Norm just put out, Ryan did the same thing. Teo, everybody's playing their role to be the villain, and it gets these guys' attention.
And think about it, he's touching everybody's platform. Look who he just pulled up at the gym. He was working out allegedly with Floyd Mayweather. Everything you're saying, he's doing his runs. And everybody wants to see him win. Lose. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's put himself in position to make more than $11 million. If Turkey was willing to give him $11 million off of a fight with Devin Haney, which we all know Turkey hated, why couldn't he get more? I'll be honest. I'm kind of with Teo in this light. Let's hear what Paulie Malignaggi had to say, because he spoke on this real quick. Let's see what he had to say.
Teofimo Lopez is 27 and beating the shit out of good fighters. There's no shot in hell Devin Haney was going to fight Teofimo Lopez. Let's not even discuss that, because you got to be 35 plus and half shot at least for Devin to fight you, so he can build up. And you have to have had a great resume prior to 35 plus, because if you didn't have a great resume prior to 35 plus, then your name doesn't mean on. But Devin fan base is actually that stupid that if you can get to 35 plus and you have a great resume prior to it, and then 35 plus and be half shot, now you can catapult yourself off of, beat this ex-world champion who's a Hall of Famer, this and that.
But the argument
the argument is that because Devin's own father tweeted that not even Floyd Mayweather did what Devin did. Like, we're going to compare those resumes?
That was wild.
But this is exactly the game they're playing. If you look between the lines, you read that tweet itself, you can read between the lines with the way they played. There's no shot he was ever going to fight Teofimo Lopez.
What they're going to say now is that Teofimo imploded it. That's what Team Haney's going to say.
Yeah.
Good excuse.
That's fine.
That's going to be the narrative.
Right.
It's always.
Shout out to my Utrecht High School alum, my guy Paulie Malignaggi. He's saying Devin was never going
to take Long Island, Chris Algieri over there.
I'm a big Paulie fan, and I love how he's uncut, and I kind of like his point in the situation. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. They're saying that Teo's doing this. Listen, what do you think about him saying that Devin fights people when with loaded resumes that are old? What do you feel about his comments?
I mean, definitely got guys on the resume. Let's be honest. There are those individuals on the resume. But again, If Devin and his team still saying they wanted the Teofimo Lopez fight, you gotta give them at least some type of credit for that. You know, they signed their contract, so you gotta give him that. But like I said, I get where Paulie's coming from. Shout out to Paulie, man, and you know, I enjoy his takes as well.
Love his
But
takes.
again, you know what I'm saying, Devin does have it. I mean, they both have the opportunity to fight in their primes, which is Devin and Teofimo. So it is what it is. But I'm not arguing against what Paulie had to say either, though.
Is Devin in his prime? Because I still feel like he's a
I
damn.
think he still is. I think he still is, man. He's still young, man. He still has time to still grow in the sport and still learn more and to better himself within the sport. Same goes for Teofimo Lopez. You know, he's had his ups and downs. When he fought Jermaine Ortiz, he was criticized for that. Then he comes back and he does what he does. You know, does what he does going moving forward. So these guys are still young enough to still better themselves and still continue to go out there and shoot for a great career. So I believe they're both in their primes. But I get where Paulie's coming from when he mentioned, you know, Devin fighting guys that's 35 years old and up or whatever, yada yada yada. And he did make it, and they had to have a loaded resume. Because it does look good for Devin's resume, but I don't think Devin's just trying to shoot for shot fighters or what you may say going forward.
Crystal, of course, says, yes, everyone wants to see him lose, but I don't think it takes much at the same time if you see Teo versus Kambosos. Listen, the Teo versus Kambosos situation, people continue to hang over his head. If he was to fight Kambosos rematch, he'd kill Kambosos. Let's be real. Apparently, he was going through something that fight, health-wise. I'm going to give him that. I will say this. People could say that.
Yeah, I got to stop. I mean, I'm not trying to take credit for you know, I'm trying to not give credit to Kambosos for the win because he did what he had to do.
He did. He did. Yeah.
Y'all love using that narrative. Like,
listen, I'm just saying, people keep bringing that over his head, but in his biggest fights, Teo performs. He just does. What had he
done? We gotta look at it also. What had he done since the Kambosos loss? He still had big fights and he still came out on top. Let that man live. Boxing is boxing. You win some, you lose some.
I just feel like I agree with the skill set aspect of what he's talking about. He really got that skill set, Teofimo, man. Like he's really got star skill set, like punching, athleticism. Like he is the most athletic fighter, not named Gervonta Davis, in my opinion. And I just believe he has it. But again, I feel like he's creating this frenzy in order for people to just,
Motherfuckers still talking today, man. After we get over here, still be talking about that shit. And like, he don't care. He'll get on Instagram Live laughing and talking shit. And y'all just keep falling for it and getting in y'all feelings. And I don't pay that shit no mind, yo. That's what one man does. That's what he does, man. He does that to get a reaction, and y'all give him that reaction.
No, absolutely. And I think he's playing the game well. At first, I thought he was tripping, but right now, the way he's going about it, I think he is, and I think he's going to control his destiny. And I'm going to be honest, I think he beats Devin. I also think he beats Keyshawn. I'm not going to lie, and I like Keyshawn. I just feel like he's special. It's just people are going to say which Teo's going to show up, but every time it's a big fight, I believe he shows up. I'm with it. He said Boots is more athletic and better than Teo. He's also bigger. That's the one guy that I don't feel comfortable with him fighting. Is he better than Teo skill-wise? I mean, I don't know. I think he's bigger than Teo. You know what I mean?
Boots got some tools there. You got to look at the
Boots
range.
definitely has some tools.
The footwork is probably on par of a Teofimo's, in terms of footwork. Boots will use his angles and turn you and things of that nature. But that's what I'm saying, though. What Connor just pointed out, Teo fights, Boots, whatever.
I don't think
and he takes a loss. Is not going to look as bad if he fights a guy moving up in weight class, which is Keyshawn Davis, and takes a loss there, especially after all the bad blood, the back and forth they've had, and you lose to basically somebody that's considered one of your rivals. This because again, Boots didn't have Teofimo on his radar. There's really no story behind it, but there's definitely a story behind him fighting Keyshawn Davis.
No, I'm with you, and to be honest, to your point, you got to question that because Keyshawn is probably the biggest fight. All of the things that you have gone through, Keyshawn is the biggest fight. But maybe is he the biggest threat? Does he look at him like that? Does he want to give him the opportunity? I don't know. But I think, like I said, I think he wants more for a Keyshawn fight. I'm thinking he's gonna want closer to 20
And I get that, and I get that, and rightfully so, because again, if I risk taking another L here, at least get me paid. That's how it is. But even though like everybody said, 11 million, y'all gotta understand also, man. These fighters today, they're spoiled. They're spoiled. Yeah. So when everybody keeps saying, yeah, 11 million, of course, a lot to most of us out here anyway. But at the same time, these fighters, we all know there's always more on the table. So we're gonna try to shoot for the most that's on the table. So I don't want to keep hearing people say coming in my tweet like, oh, but 11 million. Yes, I guess it's a lot of money, but I'm pretty sure there's more on the table. So, I mean, you gotta look at the last card it was on. These guys are getting paid each basically 10 million.
Yep.
You don't think that they know that there's far. Whenever you ever seen a card where the main Coleman and whatever the opener was getting paid like 10 million, and pretty much to almost to both A and B side of that card was getting paid a hefty bag. You don't think these guys know, and their managers and the teams behind them know that there's more money on the table that they could possibly get if they keep squeezing the juice out of everything?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's just what it is. These fighters are spoiled. I'm not mad at it. Hey, if you can get paid for as much as you want to scream and cry for, then get your money. But at the same time, yes, it's 11 million, but I guarantee there's probably way more behind it that they're trying to get out of that pot.
I'm with you. I gotta respond to Crystal is high right now. It's Tio to beat Keyshawn. Whoa, you forgot your brain cells this morning. Who has Keyshawn beat? That and I like Keyshawn. Don't get it twisted. But you're fighting.
Hey, let's see how Keyshawn look this weekend. Let's see how he look this weekend. Edwin, don't give me. I know people are gonna. If Keyshawn stops Edwin, I already know people are gonna say, "Well, Edwin had a layoff and yada," but still, Edwin is still a dangerous puncher and a dangerous fighter.
He was in DR enjoying that money he made versus Shakur. Man. He was just chilling. Dado says he got offered 11 million. Yes, but we just answered that. If he just got 10 to fight Barbosa, you don't think he's more?
That's what I'm talking about. You got 10 to fight Barbosa. You're gonna probably want double.
Exactly.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, bro.
11 million is a lot of money. I'm pretty sure me and Connor will take it, and we'll split it down the middle. Still be a lot of money, but at the same time, they look at it as, why would I take basically the same purse that I just made for a lower risk, and that same, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much give me only a million extra to take an even greater challenge. Hell no! If you're giving me 11 million to fight somebody on this level, why not double that to fight somebody? That's how these fighters are. Connor, you know this. This is how they act.
And especially, you got to look at it like this: like, why would I send a counter offer? What if this guy loses to De Los Santos? Right? You still got to fight. So why would I then take what you're offering me at this point when? Let's say he goes out and look impressive against. If Keyshawn goes out and knocks out De Los Santos, you don't think that just upped the bag for Teofimo to fight him? You got to let sometimes certain fights marinate, and I think this is one of them. I think this is one of those fights that could be potentially a big mega fight, and I think Tio sees
I agree, and I agree with what Hype just said. Tio did have the best. I think Tio did have the best performance. He actually fought at a competitive level on his last card compared to everybody on that card. So. Maybe he feels like, and that could be a case too, where he probably feels like, I went out here and did my job, and I performed, and I did what I had to do. But you're giving me this for Devin, who didn't look like whatever on the same card and so forth. So that, I'm pretty sure there's something that's basically taken and played with this. I'm not defending Teofimo's actions. I'm just saying though, I'm just trying to give my perspective of what he may be thinking or his team may be thinking in terms of moving forward in negotiations with the Devin Haney fight alone.
Tio has Ellie Setback and freaking my man Najee debating on X, bro, going crazy. Everybody's talking about this. You don't think that he's sending these tweets to Turkey? Who nobody's talking about, no other boxer but Teofimo Lopez. Keyshawn is fighting this weekend. And we're talking about Teofimo Lopez. I mean, it kind of shows that his game plan is working. I'm sorry, guys.
Right.
Listen, if you offer me 11 for him and there was no buzz really, why not 25? I mean, let's be honest. I think he's trying to make himself what Tank is. Tank is getting what 20 or 5.
Hold on. I see somebody said if 1 million was your highest paid. Listen, bro, they don't care. Or you still highest paid. He just got paid way more is for the Barbosa fight though.
Yeah. Yesterday's price is not today's. I'm sorry. I don't understand that argument. Well, he took 1 million to fight this.
In boxing, at that level, every win, your price goes up. Doesn't matter. That's why you oversee these fighters are afraid to risk their O's or potentially fight somebody that's dangerous, and because at the same time, my stock went up regardless. You know, because I won my last fight, so my next pay, especially depending on who I'm fighting with, the payday goes up. That's just how boxing is. I'm just be real with y'all. The payday goes up. I got a meal for fighting Carl Frampton. I know this is a true story. Then they were trying to fight Shakur. They were trying to give me like 600,000.
Yeah.
Hell no. That's what we had. That's when shout out to Top Rank, but they were trying to they went from that to like Carl Frampton $1 million to 600 for. Hell no, we not. Listen, I'll take the fight. Y'all see, I'll take the fight. We're not taking those 600 for no Shakur Stevenson. That just came up a knockout win over Carl Frampton. That was not happening. So 100%. we had to go back to the drawing board. We had to sit down. Listen, I'm not saying I need crazy buku money like that, but this still Shakur. You know, he's a world champion in his own right. He's undefeated. He's coming up. Why I have to, that was the only thing about it. That was the only issue that was in the negotiations in terms of fighting Shakur, and like we got it up there in the 7-figure mark, of course. But why? I'm not going backwards.
Not every fight is created equal.
I'm trying to go up.
Yeah, listen. Not every fight is created equal, and people gotta understand it. Boxers put their lives on the line, right? You're not gonna just take whatever's handed to you, bro. Listen, Devin, Keyshawn, they're all gonna be there. And if Keyshawn looks great his next fight, if Devin looks great his next fight, guess what? They've all made themselves more money. And again, go to social media right now. Go through every freaking tweet. Tio's gonna pop up at least 9 times out of 10 right now for the last couple of days. And he has a point, man. Listen, you got all that money, Turkey Alasik. You're gonna pay me more than what you paid me to fight Barbosa for Devin. It just is what it is. And listen, guys, he can still fight Rolly. People forget that. Rolly just came off his biggest win. Why not Rolly? Why not? I think he has more options than people are leaning to believe right now. My man Connor says, that's my point. You did not just say no, you countered with your wants and needs. I mean, sometimes you got to play hardball. Sometimes you just got to walk away from the table and make them come back. I don't
think he even said no to that. I think, like I said, he just didn't sign the contract.
He signed the contract. He was like, no,
I don't know. I never heard him say, I didn't hear him or his team. Well, I mean, they did put out the whole little email, whatever. I don't know who it was from his team that they said, but again, like I said, Tio plays games, man. I take that shit with a grain of salt. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not him. I don't know how he thinks. I don't work with him. Whatever shot. I hope him. I want to see him and Dev get it on. I hope my man Dev gets the payday he's looking for. But again, man, it's Tio, so I don't put nothing past it, man.
Listen, speaking of Tio and Devin Haney, another fighter came out and said this. Check this out. My God, Blair the Flair, the most electrifying man in boxing today, has a message for Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. Forget fighting each other. Let's go and fight the most electrifying man in boxing today, Blair the Flair.
So, Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez cannot somehow make any kind of real agreements to fight each other. And let's just put like this, Blair the Flair will knock both of you out. Let's get it. Non-stop action. Let's make this fight happen, baby. From the most exciting man in boxing. Woo!
I love this guy. I'm sorry. Everybody wants a piece. Come on, Jamal. We just said it. Now even Blair the Flair wants a piece.
I mean, I mentioned that before as a comeback or whatever fight after the Ramirez fight for Devin the last time we spoke about it. So I'm not surprised. I mean, it's probably like I said, Blair shot to Blair Cobbs. He does tune in, so he probably seen that and was like, you know what? Let me throw my name in the hat. So I'm not mad at it because where the hell have you been at though lately, Blair? Since the AB fight, man. I think that's crazy that he hasn't been back since then. It's probably the biggest name in his resume to date right now. And when you look at it, him, especially him fighting Adrian Broner, my man Maurice Hooker, and so forth. But boxing is in a different position, man. It doesn't really matter so much of what you did yesterday. It's all about who you. It seems like it's all about who you are and the draw you bring to the table at times, man. Because, like I said, I just trying to figure out where the hell has Blair been at since the Adrian Broner win.
Woo! I love Blair, but it proves my point. Everybody wants a piece of that pie right now. But I will say this: nobody is jumping.
But Conor makes a good point though in terms of that level. It seems like.
But how do we know?
I'm not knocking Blair's skill level and anything like in that nature. But it's like what I mean by levels is like these guys that's forking out all this big money. They want to see, say these fighters fight these other big fighters that have the draw and the names or the certain skill set that than what a Blair might bring. For all we know, Blair could be a high risk, low reward, depending on which Blair Cobbs you get at the end of the night. Yeah. And no one's willing to take that risk, or on the other side, no one's willing to pay whatever for that type of matchup, and end up risking losing a potential big matches moving forward with their A side fight or whatever. Because Blair's gonna definitely come in as B side.
Yeah, I mean, but he's gonna come as the B side, but he's also gonna steal the show. I love everything about Blair the Flair. I think he's great for the sport. I think that there has to be a reason why nobody's jumping in front of him. Nobody wants to fight him.
I think he's definitely dangerous. I think it's his team. I think it's his management.
I mean, recently he announced he's a free agent. He announced he's a free agent. He's moving.
You're a free agent. You coming off your biggest win. What is your team doing?
I don't know. I'll say this. There's a lot of fights for Blair. I think I would love to see. Can you imagine a presser between Rolly Romero and Blair the Flair? Can you imagine that?
I don't know.
I think that would be a great one.
Last presser, no, because the last few pressers with Rolly seemed like he's been
bored,
a lot cooler, calm, collective, and
he's not going to be that against the most electrifying.
I don't know. Like he seemed like Rolly just like, listen, let me just get my. I'm just ready to throw these gloves on, get my check, get a bat here.
I love that.
Rolly talks his shit after the fights.
Listen, Rolly is hilarious. I think Blair the Flair is good for this, but Blair should be fighting for a belt. He should be fighting Barrios or Brian Norman. One of these. Brian Norman's fighting this weekend, by the way. Nobody's talking about that, which is crazy. I mean, listen. I would like to see his name thrown in the hat right now, bro. I'm sorry. Why isn't nobody jumping at the opportunity to fight Blair? I think he's somebody that's going. Listen, sometimes it's your dance part.
What do you mean by that, bro? Like in terms of the opportunity, like what do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
Let's be realistic. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, again, I'm not.
I think he deserves a shot.
What is okay? I see. I understand you saying that Blair deserves a shot. Yeah, like I say, he had a good win against AB, but I mean, you being saying like. Jumping up, like you're fighting like a Ryan Garcia. So like, what are we talking about here? Like,
not what I'm saying. But
what's the opportunity?
A lot of times, fighters fight fighters, and it goes under the bridge. Nobody pays attention. The opportunity I'm speaking of is this: if you could beat him, if you don't think he's that great, the one thing that he brings to the table that nobody else brings, he's going to promote the fight. How many times? Listen, nobody's talking about Keyshawn this weekend. Nobody's talking about Brian Norman's fight this weekend. It's going under the radar. And guarantee a Blair fight.
I don't because I want to say I'm not. But okay, is anybody since Blair called him out? Is anybody on boxing Twitter is saying, you know what? Yeah, I'd rather see that one too. I'd rather see that fight too.
I want to see Blair.
He shot the Blair. Like Blair deserves a shot. Like Blair, like don't be wrong, he deserves a shot against somebody. But I'm just saying though, this in boxing right now. So like we're going after they try to make fights that people actually calling for and making high demands.
People were calling for
Keyshawn Santos. He keep screaming that Blair deserves. We got to bring Blair on. I know Blair was to come on, so we got to bring. I want to hear his point.
I'm a Blair fan.
I'm not trying to hear what you're saying right now, bro. No one like Blair is going to be a high risk, low reward for anybody out there, and that's actually giving.
All I'm saying is Blair. Again, Blair deserves a shot.
Thank you, Ashley.
Blair is a legit
man. Ashley, man, this dude.
I love Blair the Flair. I believe he deserves a shot.
You don't me up for this shit.
What you mean, Jamal? I mean, you telling me Blair doesn't deserve a shot?
Blair deserves a shot, but we're not gonna sit there and act like it's something that people was like really saying. You know, damn, I'm glad Blair finally accepted him because we need this fight. We need this fight. Like I said, Blair, like I said, Blair definitely needs to get back in the ring because right now he's 35 years old. Father time undefeated, and it's like I feel for my man. My man still hasn't got his shot, but it's not going to be. I'm telling you, bro, it's not going to be when they're still potentially trying to make bigger matchups with a Devin Haney, Teofimo, a Teofimo, Keyshawn did. He's not in that mix right now. They'd be like, oh, why would we do?
Why not Devin?
That's got to be if all else fails and there's no one else out there to fight. Then I can understand. Yeah,
nobody else. So you're telling me you wouldn't want to see? You're telling me Devin going to 147? You wouldn't want to see him fight Blair to Flair?
No.
Who would you want to see him at 147?
I don't know, but I'm not. The Blair was not my first third. But like I said, Blair gets it. I'm happy for him. Do your thing, Blair. You get it. Go out there and make the most of your opportunity and put yourself in a situation where you can make even bigger paydays. I'm all for it. Get your money. But come on, bro. You know they're not. You know for a fact also these guys are not looking in Blair's direction.
I am.
Blair can hit. Blair can punch. Blair might up. Yo, we just seen what happened with Caleb. Like, come on, bro.
All I'm saying is
the whole bag of
saying that
fucking with Caleb in there, man. Fuck everything up.
The one thing I agree with what you said, and I love you, Jamal, is high risk, low reward, and that's my point. I think
my point too. I'm not saying I'm never gonna say Blair's a bum, but no one's no hell no.
I want to see him fight. I would love to see him fight Devin. I'd like to see Devin Haney versus Blair to Flair.
I'm watching it. Don't get me wrong, I'm watching it, but at the same time, bro, the guys that's writing checks, do they want it? Do they want it?
I would be sending you Twitter tweets from him and Bill Haney the entire time. You understand how entertaining boxing needs Blair the Flair because he is willing to.
Hey, y'all, he don't listen. He only saying that shit right now because Blair sliding his DM.
No, I've been saying it. I've been saying I'm a fan of Blair.
He's Blair sliding his DM. Norm's over here excited.
That's a laugh. First of all, you follow my timeline on Instagram. I have been a big supporter of Blair since the jump. Blair did fight.
Actually, come video, man. Like, what's wrong with my man this morning, yo? It's too early for this shit, yo. He's really, you should be his manager, his PR agent.
I just want to see him get a shot at a Devin Haney. One of these guys, bro. I don't want to see. You telling me he couldn't afford anybody? Come on, man. Like, come on.
I understand. I need Blair. I don't listen. Blair gets this fight. I'm happy for Blair, but Blair definitely needs to get back in the ring ASAP because
he does.
Ring rust is building. The longer you stay out the ring, and it sucks that he comes with the Adrian win, and he still has an opportunity yet since. If you fuck around, you might see AB back in the ring before you see Blair back in the ring.
That is insane. That's insane. That's insane. I can't believe you said slid. I want you to follow my time and all the support I've had.
Y'all seen it. Because Norm's going to screenshot it. My man Blair slid in the he slid in the DM.
That's my guy.
Special.
That's my guy.
He deserves to fight. He deserves to fight everybody out there. He deserves a Ryan fight. He deserves a Rolly fight.
Why not him and Ryan? Who the hell is Ryan beat? Who the fuck is Ryan beat outside of Devin Haney? Like, come on. Like, let's be real. Jamal, I can't believe you're hating on my man. You're hating on my guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, though.
You said it yourself. Ryan has never been a champion either.
Come on. give him. Hey, listen, give him the shot. I don't listen. Give him get that man paid. But the way you going so hard for,
I like the guy. He makes me laugh
too. But go sit in the room full of people that make the decision and get that same narrative and see how they look at you.
Woo! I am a Blair fan, and I feel like, you know what?
Just like this.
Who?
Everybody in the fucking negotiation room trying to talk about something, make this fight happen. Yo, you're fired. You're fired as a manager because you failed them. Fired.
He needs a shot. I'm sorry.
Get him out of here.
I can't see you guys fighting these guys out of Mexico with like 3 wins. I'm with like nobody's ever heard of him, and Blair, at least people have seen him, and nobody's fighting him. I don't understand that. I just don't.
Also, you guys also in boxing, it's all about what you did yesterday, and they got to remember what you did yesterday. Right now, dude that just beat Caleb, stock is higher than what you're talking about right now.
Absolutely, but he got the opportunity.
But it's still fresh in our minds. You know, it's still fresh in our minds. So if he quickly tries to negotiate the fight, this guy at 168, and so forth, why he's still hot.
Look,
Blair been out too long, man. He been out too.
I've been loyal to Blair to Flair, right? This isn't brand new.
Cool. Stay loyal, but you got some. What my man ain't been in the ring in a minute now.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Devin Haney needs to fight Blair. He needs to fight him at 147. He wants to go to 147. Go fight Blair to Flair. Joe, it would be entertaining. It's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen. It's too much of a risk.
Ooh.
But I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it.
Blair?
Yeah, I'd like to see
it. Yeah, of course. And on top of that, the inactivity.
Blair got Norbs on his payroll. No, I love Blair to Flair. I think he's awesome.
Bro, you tripping, man.
Are you telling me right now, Ryan Garcia hasn't beat anybody?
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy.
What?
I'm looking at the box rec. He fought. What's today's date? Today's the 5th.
He fought
AB June 7th. So 2 days from now, it'd be a whole year since he's fought.
That's my point. Why can't he get a fight? He just fired his promoter.
You gotta talk to his management team. What the fuck are they doing?
I don't even know his management team. Well, you know what? We're gonna bring Blair on, and we're gonna pose this question because I do not like Jamel's attitude.
No, I like Jordan. Jordan, right though. Babe, that's how boxing is, man. You gotta.
Had a bad performance. No one. That's bullshit. I've been wanting to see him fight. Gervonta.
That's just you, bro. That's you. I respect that. I love you though, bro. I respect that. That's you. You all gonna, you always support the fighters. I give you that. But we're talking. Look, these are fans talking. These are fans talking. Like,
I like Shakur.
Fans, you know, they're gonna tell you what they want. Promoters are gonna tell you what they want. Like, come on.
Hype Man says we still got to stop bringing up Caleb. I still haven't gotten over it. Listen,
I get it too, Hype Man. I mean, Caleb, my boy. Like I said, man, I came up with Caleb in the amateurs, man. Like I know him since, like I said, 2010. Me and Caleb had always been solid, but I'm just bringing up the dude, his opponent he lost to is hot right now. He got a better chance of getting a bigger payday or one of these bigger names than right now my man Blair. And my man's he's been out for 2 days. He's been out for a fucking year.
I don't know why has he been inactive for a year. He did fire his management.
We need to get some of these motherfuckers on the line too. What's wrong? What's up with y'all? Like, why y'all not getting our fighters? You know what I'm saying?
We need the most entertaining man in boxing today. A fight. We need to get him a fight. We need to get him. Can you do the woo? Can you do it for me? Just one time.
I ain't doing the woo.
Come on, bro. Why not?
The only woo I know is Pop Smoke.
Oh, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Listen, man. I can't believe you don't like that.
And I'm not knocking him, man. Don't get us gas. It's not a hate train.
Like
I'm just talking the business right now. Even though it's crazy, nobody in the motherfucking chat agree with you, bro.
Nobody believes that Blair should get a shot at one of these guys.
Nobody in the chat agree with you, bro.
Nobody even knows about half of the guys some of these guys fight. And you're telling me right now that Blair shouldn't be in the mix with one of those guys. We don't even know who Boots is gonna fight next. Boots is gonna fight somebody nobody ever heard of. And you telling me why can't it be Blair? I don't get it.
Yo, it's cricket. It is crickets.
Nina says no. I don't know. Nobody likes Blair. I don't understand what Blair do to you guys.
Go to Crystal. Look what Crystal just said.
Who's Crystal? Crystal's crazy. You can't trust her.
Nah, put it up.
Blair name not in public since last year when it was at a promo poster. It's true. But the question is why? Why hasn't he? Okay. I like Blair the Flair. I'm sorry. He's not Bam Rodriguez, but I like him. Okay. I'm sorry. I just want to see. Listen, if you guys think he's
Yo,
trash,
why are we still on this fucking topic?
we're gonna give Blair as much airtime as possible.
Yo, we moving on to the next. Move on to the next. I mean, no
Blair can fight. Blair
I'm
can fight.
not trying to get as much attention to this shit because it's driving me crazy. Like,
you know what?
You gotta get back in the ring. Yo, Blair, get your team to get you back in the ring, bro. Because that's crazy that they have you on the sideline for a year now.
Max, this is what I agree with you. This is what I agree with him. All right, Ash, you threw a tomato at me.
She threw the womp at you.
That's crazy. You know what? I am not. That's the point, Nina. That's the point. He needs to be back in the ring.
Says AB. That's the point.
He needs to be back in the ring. Somebody got to give him a fight.
They're gonna put him in the back of the ring with one of these guys, and people are gonna pay for it.
I would definitely pay for it. He got my money. I bought a T-shirt. I still got it, but he got my money. I'm paying for it.
I'm not knocking it. Shout out to Blair, man. Blair, get on here, man. Because I just want to talk to him. Like, why have you not been back in the ring lately?
He did say he could come on this weekend. He might come on tonight. I don't know. I'm gonna hit up my boy.
I like to hear everyone's side, man. Give everybody a fair chance, whatever. But at the same time, man, I'm not.
Somebody said I think it's his name, Blair. Like, we got to fight the Blair to Flair live going ring. I like him. I am sorry. I think he's hilarious. What was the shipping time? What was the shipping time a year? I don't know what the hell she's talking about. But anyways, you're down to come on tonight, like at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, man. But as long as you talk to who though? We'll talk about what?
You know there's gonna be something that pops up.
I'm saying though, there's other topics we were talking. We spent more time on this shit than Lomachenko's retirement. We like, come on.
Ashley's mad disrespectful. She said he needs to be a prelim. I mean,
that's what they're gonna put him at. They're gonna put him in as a main event after a year layoff. This ain't Manny Pacquiao. This ain't Manny Pacquiao coming back. Even AB right now, no disrespect, but like just because the draw and AB could potentially come back as a fucking main event.
Oh my god! Dude.
You might fuck around see an AB and Devin Haney fight.
You're going in today.
Or you see a Devin and Blair, sadly, for real.
The hate is real.
It's just the marketing, with the name, the draw, all that shit. So you notice these things are factors, bro.
They are, but still a lot less people that aren't marketed get the opportunity. But why? All I'm saying is, why not Blair?
Yeah, and those are the guys that are supposed to come in. You're supposed to beat. And like I know Hype doesn't like us bringing it up, but like again, the Caleb Plant fight. Those are guys you're supposed to bring in. You're supposed to beat. Supposed to move on to make the next. But the next big thing was already set in stone, which is Caleb and Jamal Charlo. But you get guys like that ruin the plans. Fucking Blair might fuck around and ruin all this shit.
That's my point. I want to see my boy. Get him a club spot. Shut up, man. Shut up. I'm tired of Crystal. She's very mean to me. But anyways, I got to get to the family. You know, these kids are going crazy. But get down tonight. I will not bring up the most entertaining unless he's on the show tonight. All right?
Shout out to Ashley, man. Thank you. It is Comedy Club. This shit crazy.
You know what? You Long Island cats.
Go get to the family, bro. Go make them kids.
You Long Island cats act the same.
Go make them kids the waffles, man. Go do what you gotta do. Put the tablets on. You tripping right now, man.
You Long Island cats. Ash is from Long Island. Act the same. You act the same. That's what I'm gonna say. The disrespect shown to my boy.
Shout out to Long Island. Go to Ice Corn, Mastic, everybody out there, yo.
Bill Haney, I'm gonna send you a message. Devin Haney versus Blair to Flair needs to happen.
Ice lip.
I'm out of here, bro. I can't fuck with you, man. Tonight, let's get this big happen. I'm send me some stuff you want to talk about because I'm gonna bring it. He said, no, damn. Oh, DM me, Jamal. I was on you. What? I was you.
You want me to have Tales from the B-side? Yeah, for sure, bro.
Oh man, yo, Carlo, why don't you come on the damn show? Come on, man. Give us your takes. But I mean, he did say that Devin had a great performance the last fight, so we're gonna take him lightly. Nobody says nothing about that though.
You
right?
want to take you listen.
What are you gonna say?
No, bro. No. You got it.
You gonna take a shot at my boy again?
No, I'm just. I mean, you very
I know,
critical on everyone
tonight.
else. You're very critical on everyone else, but you can't see where we're coming from.
I get it.
The Blair skill set.
I get it.
Blair ain't been around a good year now coming up, bro.
That's my question. Why? Why hasn't he been? That's my question. That's the only thing I'm saying. Crystal, you are more than welcome to come on anytime. You want to come on tonight? I just know you don't really like me, so Crystal, you're more than welcome to come on tonight.
Island, man, wake up.
Yeah, we out. Brooklyn in the building. We're out. It's my boy Jamel.
He's tripping, y'all.
He's not on the Blair train. But
I'm not on that train at this moment. He got to get back in the ring and get active, yo.
I'm with you. I agree.
Then give him a shot.
And
if all else fails and there's no one else to choose from the picking litter, give him a shot. But we're not talking. No. Let me get off here, man.
It's Jamel. You know what, man? I am gonna get you.
Though, man. I love the fact that he wants these big fights, but again, I'm just saying on the business side, they're not going to pay for it.
Give him a chance. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, give him a chance. Give everybody a chance.
But he's working.
We'll be another hour with this shit, yo.
We out of here, man. Jamal, I'm not rocking with you for the next hour at least, right?
You got 9 o'clock anyway, shit. That's what you. I got shit to do.
Me too. Tonight we're on, man. Let's do it. We out. Peace.